So that's a question that I do have. How do you act like you're singing bad? You know what I mean? Do you get my point? Like,
yeah.
First of all, you didn't sound bad to me, but
for that scene,
yeah,
I was basically singing without emotion because Dorinda is not a bad singer. So even if on her worst day, she can't sing, she's not singing off key, she's not doing that. So I almost was like, it's just a suffering way. So it's not off, but it's the difference. It's just a suffering way, that puts like the emotion, and now you're believing what you're singing. And that's what Dr. Maddie was really trying to say. Who are you singing to? Like, are you singing to somebody who needs to be encouraged? Right. Are you just singing to some cats?
Right.
So yeah, so that was kind of how I did. It was almost like it was timid, and it was almost unsure, and trying to find it, as opposed to knowing and putting that emotion and conviction behind it.
I get that. It's almost like an acting class when they tell you to get emotionally connected to the character.
Yes.
In order to be able to like see, the character through, so that the people can feel that. So I get that.
That's it, girl. And it's so amazing you brought that up, because that was one of the things that clicked for me from transitioning from a singer to an actor, is because when I'm singing, I'm emotionally connected to the song. So I'm using the melody and the lyrics to tell a story. So when I realized that was literally the same thing you're doing as an actor, you're just telling a story through your words, through your body, through, your inflections. Like it's the same kind of storytelling, and it's that same process of you having to be present. Because for me, there was a point, like I just stopped acting. I was just being. I was just present. I was listening. And not like, let me think of my line. It was just like I was sad that I was disappointing my mom in the studio. I'm like, I thought I was, Mama.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yes. I was cracking up. But I'm so glad that you touched on that, because it makes like perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Love it. Okay, Shelea Music fan page says, if a film dropped about Sade and they cast you as Sade, would you accept? From a dedicated Shay babe.
Some people think I look like Sade. I just say I wish.
You could totally pull that off. What? Are you kidding me?
I wish I looked like her. She's so beautiful. But let me tell you, if somebody said, let's do a movie about Sade, Shelea will be like, okay.
Right? You could totally do that. Just like everybody always thinks that I look like Remy Ma. So if they was like, do you want to play Remy Ma? I'm like, yeah, I don't think I look like her.
See that?
But
yeah.
I'll do it.
I think it's an energy. Yeah.
And we're both from the Bronx. So that might be it too. So yeah, I could totally see you pulling off Sade. Absolutely. Yes.
Well,
and then you know that iconic picture that floats around. I think it's from her album cover where she has on the denim. You got the denim on right now with her red lips. Like, you could totally pull that off.
The long braid.
I need
your braid. I need the long braid.
Yeah. Exactly. We're gonna take another question from the comments. All right, Taylor Warwick 97 says, I think I already asked you this though. It said, what's the one thing that you've learned during this quarantine that you think will benefit you for the rest of your life?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think what we were kind of saying, how it kind of it's forcing all of us to kind of boss up a little bit, and kind of get out of our comfort zones of what we think we're capable of. So I want to keep that energy of just saying, I can, if I need to do this, I can step up and I can do it. I think also what it's taught me is I didn't realize how hard I was going until I stopped.
Where's my round of applause? Sound of applause. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Girl, baby, you get that one on the nose for me.
I just didn't, you don't know, because all you know is like, keep going. But,
Yeah.
you know, and I'll be honest with you, I almost felt a little guilty for feeling that, because so many people were scared and anxious, and you know, I had the privilege of being able to be at peace. And so I realized that that's a privilege, to be in a position where you're not worrying about A, B, or C, you know, during this. It's gonna need to end soon though. Let's make that clear.
Let's make that very clear. Come on. We dragging this out a little too long.
But it has been just a great opportunity just to kind of pause and reflect, and rest and reset, and you know, and someone was saying, like, if everything was lifted, like, do you want to go back to your exact same life? And I feel like this time is letting us kind of weed out what we want to continue in our lives, and the things that we want to cut out. So yeah, I think if you choose to see it that way, and again, people are dying. I have friends who have lost, you know, family members. So
Yeah,
this
me
is
too.
like grief during this time is a real thing. And so sometimes that can kind of feel a little insensitive, to be like, how are you becoming better during this time? And people are like, I just, you know, I couldn't bury my grandma and I couldn't go to the funeral. Like, that's happening for people like all over the world. So,
Who you telling?
you know,
I lost my uncle, and we had 10 of us at the funeral, and the funeral literally lasted 14 minutes.
Wow.
And the priest was like, I would hug y'all, but I'm not. So I have a good day. So yeah. Yeah, it's real, especially in New York. We've just been getting hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been insane. All right, so we have I'm gonna do one more question. It's from Elena. I can't really pronounce the last name, it's a lot of letters. But Elena wants to know.
A lot of letters.
Let me try. Where is it? Elena Sanderas?
Sanderes.
Or maybe Sanders. Maybe Sanders, yeah. Elena Sanders would like to know, would you ever make a gospel album?
I would love to do a gospel album. You know, I grew up in the church, and so that's always going to be at the core of who I am. I think there's a difference between making a gospel album and being a gospel artist. I love gospel music. Like I said, I've listened to it really my whole childhood. The Clark sisters, the Winans Commission, the Hawkins family, like, amazing time with Vanessa Bell Armstrong, Yolanda Adams, BB&C's. I mean, I could go on. So I love gospel music, but I always felt like there was more that I wanted to say musically, and I felt like in the gospel world, it was only very specific of what
what you could say,
and that's just my perception of the gospel industry. And so
I would have to agree.
Yeah. So I, you know, to me, gospel is not a genre. To me, it's a way of life. It's a
Shelea, you dropping them jewels today, girl. Love it. Gotta get you a round of applause again. I love it. Gospel is a way of life. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because I mean, because to me, if you get caught up in the genre and you think that, you know, I know some amazing, beautiful gospel artists, and I've also been in the gospel world to know that there's some folk that are not nice, but they sing gospel.
Ain't that something?
And then there's people who don't sing gospel. You know, I don't want to call out names, but like, I remember meeting Fantasia, and she's not a gospel artist, and she's made it so clear she loves the Lord. But she is probably one of the sweetest people I have ever met. Like, you know, I just like, it was so many years ago, but her heart was just so precious and sweet, you know, and I experienced that a lot. Like, people that are quote unquote in the world, you know, because I use that term because that's what churchy folks say. And I'm a PK, so I know that culture. I know all the ins and outs. And so to me, I found that it's not about labels. It's how you treat people. It's making gospel a lifestyle and making sure that you love people the way God loves you. And that's what he's calling us to do.
Girl, let me tell you something. I was talking about this to Lisa Ray on an interview with her, and I said I changed my prayer. I said I want my prayer, because I used to pray like, oh, I want this celebrity. I want to interview that celebrity. But I said, no, God, please send me the celebrity that is going to communicate a message. And send a message to whoever is watching that needs to receive it. So if y'all don't get anything else from the rest of the conversation that me and Shelea have, that what you just said was just super powerful. And this just is further confirmation of why I love what I do and why I do what I do. So thank you for saying that.
Oh.
Yeah, that was everything just now.
That means so much, and that's so incredible, because what I saw in all your videos, because I literally did, I was like just watching one by one, is that what I saw, that you love what you do. And it was beautiful to see.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That just warmed up my heart. Thank you. So we're gonna do a quick little rapid fire question. So this is the part where if you don't want to, answer,
I'm just gonna grab it.
Just grab the Gatorade, your sparkling Gatorade.
This game be giving me so much anxiety, though. Oh my God.
Okay. So some of them are easy, but some of them are like,
warm me up. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna warm you up. iPhone or Android?
iPhone. That's easy.
All day, right?
All day, every day, all day.
SWV or TLC?
Oh, see now
I went from 0 to 100 too quick.
Come on, that's impossible. That's impossible. No, I can't. I tried, but I can't. That's what Lexi says. I tried, but I can't. Because I'm sorry, one of my favorite songs is just like Red Light Special, like TLC. Like that song is so good. Like Babyface played it during the battle. I was like, yes!
The part of the battle that we got to hear.
The one that we finally got to hear. Oh, and it was, honestly, it was worth the wait though, wasn't it? It was so good.
It was.
But
iconic.
SWV, I mean, come on, like to me, they
Somebody in the comments said, who is SWV? Oh my God!
Oh, they have to be like 8 years old. They have to be.
Oh, pobrecita. Oh, no.
As sisters with voices.
Come on. You got to.
I get some weekend. Come on. To me, that song alone, I can't.
If they never had another hit, that song alone.
Girl.
Like, really?
Girl, we did I went to my very first Essence last year.
Okay.
Essence Fest.
Mm-hmm.
And on the closing night, Teddy Riley, it was his night, and so he brought everybody. He brought Blackstreet out. He brought Timberland. Everybody. Honey, Coco came out and sang. We tore the place up. I mean, it's like everybody. It was just like 20. I don't know how many people were there. 20, 30,000 people just singing along.
And was it by herself?
She was by herself that day.
She didn't even see Taj and Lily.
Now, I love them both, so she does need them, but
she did it by herself very well.
She was able to carry it. She's because she was singing lead anyway. But yeah, she sang it, and literally the place they went crazy.
Wow.
I can't choose.
So you can't choose. So you gotta take a sip of that sparkling Gatorade. Okay.
I can't. Okay.
You can't choose. All right. Facebook or Instagram?
I have to go with Instagram. Although Facebook is kind of making a comeback, but I would have to say I spend more time on Instagram.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
Heels or Yeezys?
Heels all the way.
Heels all the way. Okay. A facial or massage?
Ooh. You know, you love both, but I would say a facial is more specific, and then my man can give me the massage.
Oh, the corporate thug. You're a corporate thug.
My corporate thug. I'll get the professional facial and get the at-home massage.
All right now. Okay, so now it's gonna get a little bit harder.
Okay, here we go.
Teddy Riley or Babyface?
That's it. No.
Right. So what you not gonna do to me?
I love what someone said. They said Babyface is the wedding and Teddy Riley is the reception.
Yeah, that's those facts.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay.
Whitney
or Mariah?
I love Mariah, but Whitney all day. I love Mariah. I do. Lambs don't come for me, but there is no Mariah without Whitney. I mean, to be honest, you know what I mean? Like, and I think Mariah would say that too. You know, that she looked up to her. Whitney was the voice that we all wanted to be. So I got to rock with Whit on that one. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Okay. Missy or Queen Latifah? I would have chucked that whole damn thing.
Not the two executive producers of the film. No. No, and I love them both. They're so incredible. You know, I haven't had the chance to meet Missy yet in person.
Okay.
She posted a video of mine on Instagram and Twitter, and she's always so encouraging. So I can't wait to get to meet her in person. Okay. I'm sure I would have met her at the premieres and stuff, but all that got canceled. So we'll have to wait.
But you know, God has a mysterious way of working. People are in the house, and so many people got to watch.
Girl,
the Clark sisters.
Let me tell you something. People were hype about this, and I do think it would have done well. It wouldn't have done #1 movie in the country well.
Right.
I mean, seriously, it was a Saturday night. People would have been out. They might have, watched it later on, maybe on Sunday. But the debut we had, I mean, right now, the last time I checked, 13 million. Viewers. I mean, this thing exploded. You had Taraji and Jamie Foxx and Snoop. Everybody was Instagramming about
everybody.
It was huge, and we were all at home.
All at home to watch it.
That's why you gotta just trust God. If I would have had my choice, I'm I want the premiere. I want to look cute. God was like, no, you stay home and get the number.
Right. Let me handle it. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. So, Spike Lee or Tyler Perry? They got mad.
I love them both, but I'm going to have to go with Spike because you know what I love about Spike is and I remember feeling this, I always loved his music in his film. The soundtrack, the soundtrack to Malcolm X, to Mo Better Blues. Just the score alone, I used to love, and even how he would use it would be it would be just as loud as the dialogue. I just loved his use of music in his film, so I have to go with Spike.
All right, and I got one last one.
Okay.
I don't know if I should do this one, but I'm gonna do it. Trump or Biden? Dum dum dum.
I guess evidently they're both doing some grabbing these days, huh? Or no? I don't know.
Man.
I'm gonna have to go with Uncle Biden on that one. You know.
Joe.
Yeah. Uncle Biden. Yeah.
I hear you, girl. I hear you. And I mean, we could have a whole nother conversation about that.
Yes.
But we're gonna leave it right where it's at.
We'll leave it right there. We're gonna
leave it right there. Okay. So that was my rapid fire section.
Okay, that wasn't that bad.
It wasn't. I could have went in on you, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep it, safe, play it safe with Shelea. But you have to promise me one thing, Shelea. When I get back to LA, because I'm in New York right now. When I get back to LA, but wait, for those of you that don't know me probably like, who the heck is this chick? I have a show on YouTube. It's called Pedis and Mimosas, which is a celebrity interview while we drink mimosas and have pedicures. But since we have had this whole pandemic thing happen, I created the quarantine edition of my show. So you have to promise me that when I get back to LA and production, continues, that you will actually be a guest and we actually can sit in each other's presence, have some bomb pedicures and some great. Well, I'll give you a virgin mimosa, unless you're on the tail end.
I might have a little sippy sip with you. I might have a sippy sip with you because it'll be a celebration.
Okay.
But I would love that. I would love that.
Good. Yeah. So let's go right and talk about the Clark sisters since we were already kind of there.
Okay.
I would love to know, like, the very, very beginning. Like, how were you approached about this? Was there an audition? Were you chosen? Like, yes, it's her. Because sometimes it's either one or the other. Yeah. Like, either they write a role for people or for a specific person, or you got to go in and do the series of auditions and the callback and all that good stuff. Yeah. What was it for you?
For me, I had to fight hard to convince them because they weren't convinced. They weren't convinced because I had never acted before, and so I was green. I was so green, and so the director, Christine Swanson, was she and I were working on another project together. I was just on the music side. Okay. And so I remember her telling me, I just signed on to direct this biopic for the Clark sisters, and I think you should send in an audition tape, and so immediately I got with an acting coach, and that was Josie Harris, and she really made me fall in love with it. And but it took a while, and I think I don't know, I do believe that God just orders your steps, but I do think what kind of put them over the edge was I hadn't got the role yet. And I remember, I never forget, I was on tour. I was doing this crazy tour with this jazz artist. His name is Dave Koz. And it was 27 shows in 30 days, girl, which is insane. And I had one day off. And we were just so, but it's like burned in my memory. I was on my way to El Paso, Texas. So that I was looking forward to, we were going to have my, first break of singing wise. You're not supposed to do that much singing, it's like 27 shows in 30 days. Instrumentalists can do that, but vocalists, it's too much.
Right. It's a lot of stress on the voice.
Yeah. So I was looking forward to that day. We had probably done, like, at that point, maybe 11 or 12 shows straight. And so I was looking for that break. And the director said, I'm going to be in Detroit. I think you should come up and meet, Karen and meet Kiera. And again, like I said, I don't have the role at all. Like, I don't have the role yet. They're on the fence about me. And I think, and Kiera is wanting to be a part of it too. And she, I think she had a little bit more experience than I did, but we're both trying to get in, and
even when she was already like she's a part of the family, still
it's still everybody has to sign off, and so the network has to sign off, Lifetime has to sign, everybody,
So just because it was her mama, it didn't really mean like
she had to fight for her role just like everybody else did,
That's good to know. That's really good to know.
Yeah. She fought for that, and I'm really proud of her for that. So she and I met so they said, I think you should come and just chill. And so I'm thinking to myself, fly myself to Detroit. I don't have the part. I'm exhausted. Like I had almost just like just that moment you're just, every part of you is drained.
Yeah.
But I said, you know what? I'm going to take a chance on myself. I'm going to bet on myself. I had some miles, and I flew myself, got myself flued out to Detroit. Flew my damn self out.
Right.
And Kiera and I met, and Kiera and I ended up just off the cuff singing Miracle together. And there's a video of it, and it's like she and I are like in her in her dad's church, and we're singing Miracle together, and we're just meeting. We literally had just met, and there's just this instant chemistry between us, and so it's almost like you're looking at Karen and Dorinda. And I think that's what they saw. I do. Yeah. I do. And so I don't know this for sure, but I do believe that's what took it over the edge, you know.
Yeah. And it was it was organic.
The director always knew it was me. You know, she always felt, she said, I know you can do this. I know you can do this. Even though it was my first role, but you know, the director isn't the only person who can sign off, you know. It has to be the whole team, you know, the producers and all the execs and all of that. So so that was, you know, that was a moment where I kind of look back at that and I'm like, you know, if you don't believe in yourself and if you don't invest in yourself, you can't expect anybody else to do that. Like that was a huge risk. You know, I shouldn't say it was a huge risk. It was a risk, you know, and I could have been like, you know, I could have spent my time relaxing. I was like, no, I'm gonna try to just gun for this and put myself in the best position, and it ended up being the biggest blessing. You know?
That is a story. I can totally relate to taking risks and just really betting on yourself for real.
Yeah.
So if you don't bet on you, then
yeah,
how you expect somebody else to bet on you, you know?
Right.
So yeah, I totally understand that. So I can't believe you've been on here for almost an hour already, which is amazing.
Oh my goodness.
So my thing is counting down. Yours is probably too. It's a minute and 40 seconds left on it. So
really?
We can, yeah, because you know it cuts off after an hour. Yeah, and then you got to come back on.
But we started right at 3, and I have 3:48.
Oh, because actually I came on 10 minutes early because I was warming the crowd up with your music,
girl.
Oh,
you was warming them up.
Yes. So it would have been 10 more minutes, but we can end it and then we can come right back up. I only have a few more questions, so I won't take up too much more of your time.
I'm here for whatever.
You're here for whatever. Okay, so being that it's going to run out in a minute, I can just end it now, and guys, we just going to come right back up.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. All right.
Okay.